Well, let's try this going live thing and see if we can actually get our wonderful friend Stormy understandable on my screen. We're a little flaky today. Where is my Discord? Hello, hello, hello. Nope, still can't hear you, and I'm just trying to figure out what I did sideways that doesn't seem to want to work. It'd be Discord, hello. Wonder why it doesn't like me today. Okay, it's a bit challenging, so I am not quite sure what to recommend, to be honest with you. So, I'm all excited to do this Discord thing, this stream weekend thing, as I'm sure you are too. Okay, sorry for everybody for being so incredibly quiet. I have no idea why my system is being dumb. But if all else fails, let's see what have we got. Sure, that will work. And let's see if we can get this to cooperate. And we will see. Oh. That might have something to do with it. Let's give it one more shot. So just want to say thanks to Stormy. I have absolutely zero idea why my system's throwing a fit, but everything chokes every once in a while. Okay, so let's rock and roll.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to aboard. Hello, Fantastic Sherlock Fox. I'm crossing my fingers. As you can see, things aren't going quite as smoothly as I'd hoped, but hey, things will happen. We'll do our best.
Hello.
Ding ding ding. Hello. What did we get claimed already? We have.
Hello.
A generic wonderful hello. Wahoo! Things
Hello.
just went a little berserk. That's great. Thank you so much for that. So welcome to the Raiders. Glad you see you're here. Feathers flying and hoot hoot to everyone. And I will just shut down a piece of technology that was not cooperating quite the way I expected today.
Hello.
Alright, so let's get this show on the road. Today, oops, we're here and we are going choo-choo. We are putting up a train. Yes, I am so excited to be doing this. So welcome to everyone in, and hopefully we can get this going fairly well here. Let's just get my shield out of my hand. We don't need that. I believe we are about as ready to go as we can be. You can see, for those of you that haven't been seeing my prep streams along the way, or heard a lot of my blathering around about it, we have ourselves a very long track. Well, not a long track. So with this said long track, we're going to be building a train, and today I am going loco. Yes. A brick block named the largest town hall ever. Oh. Careful, Stormy, you're setting a really high bar. What are you going to do next season? Can I make an even larger town hall? So glad to see you. Welcome aboard. Let's see what we can do about that. We need to give our fine friend. Go exterminate. Okay, so we're gonna. We're on the wrong button. We need to turn on our locomotive so we can see what is going. You can see this thing is going to be a smidge on the large side. That's just one of 4. Actually, let me correct that. One of 5 cars that we're aiming to build this weekend. But first things first, we need our bits and bobs. So yeah. This is one of the stream weekends where I've been less around than I usually am. I should say, my kids had a great day out doing work on. They had their Pinewood Derby today. Basically, we called it our vehicle rally, celebrating St. George's Day, which is the patron saint of scouting. And yeah, so we had some fun with that, and our kids did fairly well. Actually, I was pleased, happy. So yeah, my son came in 4th. Now I will admit we only had about a dozen racers in their category, but he actually came in 4th, which is good because this is the first and only probably Cub car that he was actually able to finish for this season, or do it for this season, because he unfortunately was part of a group that just with the pandemic timings, we were not able to get things underway last year to be able to have an in-person rally. Yeah, here we go. I'm just taking a look around here. I need there's got him. I need buttons. I need buttons. What is this? Okay, the heads-up display is buttons. Buttons. We have ourselves some buttons. Oh, and the sun's going down. Hello from Sheep Queen. Aw, that's sweet. Tell Sheep Queen thank you very, very much. The Sheep Queen is my daughter, and she was out with us this afternoon as well, running her cub car. So yeah, this is only cub car for my son, because he will be moving on up to the next level of scouting. So I'm really glad that he got to do cub car this year. Okay, let's start with. What is this? Oh, lab. Things. Can I pick the block? Yes, I can pick block. Okay, let's try picking block. Yep, that must be the right thing. So, there's what I have in the front. Oh, must have a slab on the front. Yeah, she will appreciate getting hellos. But that full. There we go. So, this is my first time using a schematic. Between the last month and this one, I would say I taught myself Lightmatica, but I taught myself how to survive using Lightmatica. And that's just because I enjoyed doing the work last month. I don't have that one handy. That is concrete. Okay. I taught myself how to use Lightmatica because it makes it a little easier for me to keep up with you guys and to have some conversation with people in stream if I'm not having to refer back and forth to a gazillion pictures or trying to run according to somebody's video. And I should say that the designs we're building this weekend are designed by designed by Crafty Fox. That's Crafty and then Fox with an E on the end. You probably don't need 50 for that. So Crafty Fox with an E, and Crafty Fox has done some amazing work on these things, but they did not come as schematics when we started. So I actually had to go and build these puppies in Creative, and then come back so we could build them for you. But yeah, it's a a learning curve and a learning experience for me to play with these, but I think it's actually going to work out a little bit better. At least I hope so. Maybe I figure out how to read them as we go along. Boink. Okay. Oh, I have... There. GD feature off. If I can't screw it up, there's no challenge in it. Alright. No, I don't want to do that. Dinner time already? Oh, wow. Time flies when they're having fun. So yeah, as you can guess, I'm missing out on dinner time tonight, but that's okay, because I'm here with you enjoying myself a lot already. So I'm not fully sure what I did, but to not have sound earlier, I do apologize to those that actually had to hear that chaos. However, I think what I did that actually was dumb in the extreme buttons, was that I think I actually had mute. I've got so many different places to mute things that I have a scene built, which gets nested in inside my settings, that I don't use except on stream weekend, and I think I just left in that scene. I think I just left the Discord mute on, which means it's not going to feed through to anybody anywhere. But yeah, derp, you know. So in any case, people make mistakes, I guess, and that's how we learn, I suppose. The other thing that I am forgetting as we go along here is when I did it in creative, understandably, I had creative flight. So you can hop up and down all kinds of ways. And, oh good, I did bring some scaffolding, because no, that's not going to be right. So, this one. Out here, please. Thank you. You will hear quite a few Enderman putzing around. There appears to be some sort of cave system underneath where the nose end of the train is, and those little monkeys just will not go away. Yeah, we have a few ender brats to contend with. Okay. These are not in our face like they normally are. What is that? Oh, bull. Up. 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 Okay. This is going to be stupid. Give me a quick second. Can we possibly... For one, that's not going to be the right item. So bear with me, and I'm going to quickly move the beacon, because speed with which we would like to run around this thing would probably be benefited by having beacon. Love that sound. So when we're all done, we'll turn on the texture packs and the shaders and such. But unfortunately, Lightmatica and shaders, particularly via Optifine, are very much incompatible. So it does all kinds of really weird things. The most common effect I had actually was where the world would freeze visually in a way, but then you'd move and parts of the world would shift with you and parts of it wouldn't. It's really kind of odd how that was happening, so not exactly ideal. But yeah. So the reasoning behind this month's selection of the Orient Express, we're going with sort of a mystery-ish theme, well, except for that. Actually, I guess that was Sherlock Holmes, but we're going for a mystery-ish theme, is that the Orient Express train, Murder on the Orient Express, was the title of the... Well, it was the European, let me correct that, European title, like UK title, of Agatha Christie's most popular, as in best-selling, murder mystery novel. However, for any of you that are aware, when it was first released in the US, it was actually released under a completely different title, known as Murder on the Calais Coach. The reason for that is that there actually was another book by a completely different author released in the US less than 6 months earlier, simply called Orient Express. which in itself was a renaming off of its original title. I don't have that particular piece of info handy, but yeah, so its original title was something else entirely as well. Kind of ridiculous. By the time they started bringing this thing to film and television, then just about everybody and their dog knew it as Murder on the Orient Express. They went with it. However, one of those did you knows. Let's just put the boat and stuff randomly over here. We can come back for it. One and that one. Nothing wood right now. Anyway, where were we? Yeah, so that one got renamed. By the time it came to screen, people had known it was Murder on the Orient Express. Oh yeah, the Orient Express series, train itself. I'm not a train nut, but I did do a little bit of homework on this one. But a couple of things that have been brought up in stream, but I'll bring them up again anyways, is that the Orient Express itself actually ran under multiple different names. And so the one that we're concerned with was actually known as, more accurately as the Simplon Orient Express, run by, they call it CIWL, which is known as, I forgot the first name, but I keep wanting to say Carson. Carson International Wagon Lee, which basically, I mean, that's minus the French accent that belongs with it. Oh, yeah, this one should be close enough over here. So, what that actually means rather literally, the company International Bed Wagons. So Lee is bed in French, L-I-T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 2, 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, that's really literally what it means. So, practically then, it's the International Sleeper Car Company. And, yeah, that is a long train, because this one's about 30 blocks long. But when you actually, the trains themselves, by train standards, were actually not that long. One of the big, I guess, mistakes, or not mistakes, inaccuracies that Agatha Christie chose to go with in her novels was for dramatic purposes. She needed to have like a lounge car and dining car kind of thing to make her novel work. However, on the real Simplon Orient Express, rather literally, it was a commuter train. So you would often have people take an overnight sleeper from one place to another. And that's really all they did. They didn't really worry too much about breakfast or dinner, but if you were going to be taking the train, you usually would get on after dinner, and then you'd have a light breakfast first thing in the morning. But all of the sleeper units in the sleeper car were actually convertible to daytime couches. I have a weird feeling I dropped some of these, but that's okay. I can... Oh, and I also don't want neighbors. So yeah. Just in case anyone happens to notice, the Zerks, without consultation with them, have been given moderation powers just because I was not fully aware whether or not my usual mods would be able to attend this evening or this afternoon, whatever time it is for you where you are. And so I just figured they're usually pretty good at helping out in a pinch. So I just went ahead and did that and figured if I had to clean up the mess afterwards, I could. Okay, so let's get... did I bring any extras? Always happy to help. Yeah, you guys are amazing. So, but I will be honest, there's a few functions that don't actually work. Not that I didn't set them up, but there's a couple of things that are set up, and at the moment only I'm able to run them just because they're wrapped into other functions. So yeah, I have cheaty buttons and stuff. Well, it's interesting. So of the multiple different, what's the word? Film to screen adaptations of the Murder on the... Oh, shut up. Of the Murder on the Orient Express. Okay. We, only one of them was... I shouldn't say only one. Only the first from 1974, with Albert Finney was actually as close to the novel as could be, which is interesting because Agatha Christie was not a huge fan of Albert Finney's portrayal of her character, Hercule Poirot, because he made the guy incredibly stressed out and very, very high strung. And if you see clips of it on the internet, that is very much the case. The dude is just wired to the nines. There we go. That should get us going a little quicker. Particularly if I forget something. Okay, what do we have here? Where did we leave off? Picky, 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 blocky. Oh, picky, picky, blocky, blocky. Come on, Dylan. Use your bean. So yeah. On the other hand, like I actually quite enjoy the Albert Finney version of Murder on the Orient Express. It's a little bit on the corny side, but that's half of its charm. Fine. I can't jump straight. Make it work. Yeah, that it's half of its charm for me is how corny and stressy it is. But it's the closest. I mean, one of the best known versions of right now, of course, is the 2017 release with Kenneth Branagh. And frankly, I think it's ridiculous, but neither here or there. I'm sort of glad that Christie isn't around to see that version. I don't think she would be too impressed. They made an attempt to basically turn Hercule Poirot into an action character, which is not the way he's designed. One of his more famous traits is the use of his little grey cells, little Belgian grey cells. So, yeah. But I mean, if you want to lark in watching these sorts of things, one of the more popular ones that I've seen a couple versions of is, or not a couple versions, sorry, seen a few times, is Peter Ustinov did a version of Murder on the Orient Express where he played Poirot. Thankfully, he was not the director as well. But that was an interesting one because you don't usually think of a heavier set Poirot, because normally the character is often, as David Suchet plays him, a smaller gentleman, like smaller in, a bit smaller in stature. So yeah, just one of those things that not everybody's aware of in terms of the character. It's been played a multitude of different ways. And half the time people can't find one version or another because it's been released in some sort of alternative title. So, yeah. But, so the book itself actually has extra, like it has the dining car, superfluous. Whereas, if you take a look at the modern rendition with Brenna, they have more shooting locations than you can shake a stick at. And that was one of my beefs with it, because you really don't need them, you know? And it takes the focus away from what's going on in the story when the modern version gave Hercule Poirot a love interest that he was sort of all upset about in some fashion or other, and made him look like he was off his bean and not really sure what he was up to, and just not the way the character was meant to be. However, the 2010 version with David Suchet, which is, I'll be honest, is my favorite, although I'm just partial to his presentation of the character. Even that one added its own unnecessary angst. If people have seen it, they tend to remember it as the version with the World War II stuff at the beginning, because they had to give Poirot some reason to be stressy. Oh, yes, I know, we don't need that. For me here. Whoop whoop to you too. But yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I chose to take on this train. It's not film accurate in the slightest when you look at it that way. However, okay. However, it's more well known, and looking around, there aren't a whole lot of actual versions of the train that would have run in the time that are accurate. You'll see as we get through this that the front part has an issue with it. To see what it should look like and what it does look like, they've done it backwards. I don't have a screen cap of the film, but if I'm just going to do a quick, what time is it here? Oh, 1:30, okay. Pause real quick, and I'm just going to grab, where are we here? Live. Add an image. Train loco. Lolo? Just trying to find my train loco picture so that I can do what the train should look like. Just streaming stuff. Do I have it on the desktop? Oh, no. Desktop. Nope, not there. Okay, so streaming stuff. Minecraft ideas. There we go. Alrighty. Okay, so you guys can see this train showing up in the middle here. I'll just make it a little bit bigger. So this is what the train should look like in theory when it's finished. The Minecraft one, due to the nature of Minecraft being Minecraft, doesn't look quite like this. Like we have more of a cow catcher on the front. And this one did because they added the cow catcher for the 2017 movie. And the, what do you call it? The smoke things on the smoke deflectors on the top, you'll see them outlined near toward the front of the train with the red edging to it. That is, they put them backwards in the 2017 movie, so they're still there, but they've actually got it flipped around so the pieces lean towards the front instead of the back. And so after, I think I'm going to build the train as is, and then I'll probably go back in later on and swap these pieces around, like flip them around, so they look a little bit more accurate. Okay, so it's one down. So yeah, it's kind of neat that I was actually able to find that information, because it's not something I expected to be able to locate, but there are enough enthusiasts out and about these days that somebody actually had a picture of him. And then, strangely enough, there was a guy who posted about two or three posts further down the page, and turned out he had actually driven one of these for work for about 35 years, and I thought that was pretty darned impressive. Yeah. The things you find when you go looking for research on the internet, you never know. So, choo choo. Yeah. I kind of wish I'd had all my sounds and everything cooperating when I first started, because we have quite the we have quite the little loco thing. I meant to put the braid sound in as same. We're talking. There we go. I was intending to put the raid sound as the same one I have as my hype train right now, but didn't think about it. One of those things that you don't always remember everything you're supposed to do, and then when you do, suddenly go, oh my goodness, I forgot whatever it is. It's too late. So we move on. There we here. But yeah, so I guess that's one of my absolute favorite Christie books is Murder on the Orient Express. I will not be doing more than these two. I mean, I've got the train reference here, and I've got reference way over yonder. Thankfully you can't see them at the moment, but way over yonder was the statues we did last month for Death on the Nile. So I still have the boat to do on that one. I haven't got there yet. There's not much to see just yet. I mean, this looks pretty vanilla at the moment. But those of you who've had a bit of a sneak peek during the week, wow, that sounds weird and rhymy. Sneak peek during the week. Anyways, those of you who've had the sneak peek during the week got the opportunity to see my run at. Yes, I know. Where was I here? In English. English to learn English. Got to see a test of what the entire train will look like. I'm not sure if I'm going to show that spoiler. We'll see how we're doing timing wise, or how far we get on the actual train itself, because the build's going a bit pokier, but it always does. I mean, those of you that have been with me on stream weekends before know that I'm never satisfied. It's just part of who I am. I'm never satisfied. So yeah. Sounds. Ooh, got your dinner. Ham, potato, corn, chowder, and crackers. Yum, yum. That sounds fantastic. And once again, Stormy, thank you very much for being willing to switch up with me. I ended up getting stuck on site till past the hour, and so it's a really good thing that I would not actually been here on time, so it was great that you were able to swap out. It worked in my favor quite a lot. The owl's nest is very flexible, it seems. I guess on the bright side, Mr. Owl's dinner doesn't have to get shoved quite so far, or yours either. Oops, that's what I want wheels. I'm stuck inside this sucker. Okay. Block, thank you. Yeah. So I heard, Stormy, that you were working on an absolutely huge town hall. Did you manage to complete, or is there going to be more that needs to be done tomorrow? Because your speed, some of you people really blow my mind on just how fast you can get things done. Why is this not showing? That's weird. Oh, I know, it's this. Ugh. Of course I can't do that. It's another layer. Okay. So I need the hoppers. Way more. Okay, yeah. First floor. Well, I mean, that's the best part about stream weekends, where we actually have opportunities for our slightly smaller crew to do more than one slot, is that when you do take on a build that isn't going to get done in one stream, then you've got... It builds its own hype, in a way, but you've got the opportunities to have people interested in coming back. Okay, so we're done level 1. Up we go. Guess I'm going to start from the front again.
Hello.
Hello, Max. Welcome aboard. 1950s schoolhouse. Wow. Does it come with free air raid sirens? I'm just kidding, of course. That's not appropriate. Just mildly teasing because of... I remember my mum was born in 54, but she's got a gazillion stories about how some of her teachers were so old school that they still wanted to have the practice drills, even though by the time she was in school, there was no way that they figured any of that was ever going to happen. Yeah. Weird. All right. Nope. Never remember which piece of the schematic I'm supposed to click on to get what I want it to do. There we go. And once you get a piece in, you can climb on it. Until then, not so much. But I'm sure it's going to look fantastic. Definitely. And got a good amount of wool going in now. For this one, I'm just going to run the wool because there's actually quite a lot of it, and you get a better idea for how long this train is. Come on, let me in. Burp, says the Enderman. Oops. I decided after some of the prep this week I needed a bit of a night off last night, so I just puttered around a little bit to get some things done, but I didn't go hog wild on prep. And then, of course, while I'm putzing around doing other stuff in between recording race scores and stuff today, I was thinking of all the things I had said I wanted to do in time for the stream, and just didn't get to. That's okay. We got more things to come. I mean, nothing major, just little things that I wanted to add for clips and so on. Oops. I don't want to be on that one when I do that. Oh. Wow. I just moved to my own seat. That's just really lame. Okay. No, not... I will admit it is a little bit cheap in a way. While I like using schematics, I mean, it's making life a lot easier, and I'm building a little faster. It just does seem a bit easy. I guess I've got the quote-unquote easy placement turned off, but it does seem a little bit easy to put something in and it instantly tells you it's wrong. On the other hand, it's also happening more commonly with the colors I'm using just because it stands out a bit more, whereas some of the other colors are that people use would not stand out quite so much. And as far as I know, at least with my level of knowledge, you don't get the opportunity to, what's the word? Decide what color these blocks are going to glow. Now, there probably is a way to adjust that. I just haven't learned enough yet to be able to figure that one out. But yeah, so you can start to see this train's a little bit bigger So that zone down at the end, the sort of reddish one that keeps coming up, that's actually finally going to be the back end of the tender and where the buffers end up going. Now, the scale of this one is supposed to be roughly Minecraft character size. However, as you can see, based on previous conversations, the rails are not the right width, for one thing. For proper Minecraft scale. Suffice to say, they're actually only 3 blocks apart. Not, I think it'd be like 5 or 7 if I did the math right. Because, as we talked about the other day, that the width of rails and consequently roads and stuff was largely based on the width of two horses' behinds. Yes. Or depending on how you hear it. Then yeah. But it's definitely built on a different scale. But it has the look, and that's the key, right? Because if you want to go scale, I can't even imagine how many blocks Ross's very large cruise ship would take if it was fully to scale. It would probably boggle the imagination. Go this way. And one the other way. Are you going to go the right way? Yes. Oh, no. You didn't want to go right. So, yeah. I was actually quite surprised when I started meting out all of the supplies I needed. I actually turned out that it looked to me, for once, far less than I originally thought. Although we are still talking, hundreds and hundreds of blocks. It's still... It was less than I had originally expected it was going to be. Alrighty. Oh, that's snow. Okay, got that. Oops, nope. There's. Better than expected. Sometimes I don't expect to be standing in the right spot at the right time. Come on. 1 and 2. You don't want, yeah. Well, it's funny because I was thinking about that, thinking if you just decoration wise, if you just take a look at purely a stateroom for one of these large cruise ships in Minecraft, that aside from the fact that the details would be kind of lost at the scale we're working with, you still would have an awful lot. More stairs. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you'd have an awful lot of detail that's missing. But then once again, we've discussed about it before, that the scale Minecraft is a bit ludicrous, simply because we're dealing with blocks that are like 1 meter on a side. And that's just not... Oh. That's just not easy to get details into. A stateroom alone would probably take several hundred blocks. And maybe not. I don't know. I could be overestimating there. I'm hoping I'm overestimating. To be honest with you, though, I'm not going to be the one to test to find out. So it looks like I did a lot of planning ahead for this particular train. In actual fact, I did ish, and the ish is rather notable, just because I have absolutely zero idea what I'm doing for an interior yet. Yeah. We'll just wing it. If we get there, we get there. If we don't, then it might be on streams after. But I will say, different people have asked me how many different servers I'm currently playing on, and answer is 1. This one, I don't even have solo worlds right now. I only have a test world, just a creative test world, simply because I needed it for stuff like the train. But that's about it. Like, I do this slowly at a relaxed pace, and that's about all she wrote. That's about all I gave myself time for. So in spite of having played the game for about 7 years, I think, Or maybe not that long, because my kid's not that young. But in spite of having played the game for a while, then I still place blocks slowly, and I know there's speed ways of doing it. It's just never been one of my priority things. Worry about. Oh, oops. Other advantage to haste is when it comes to bedtime. Oh, yeah. Wrong way. Train isn't there yet. All right. Oops. There, I know that's supposed to be wrong. Anything I can do on this side? No. So we need some more supplies. It. Let's go. Not that one. Stick labs. We'll need those soon. And I'm assuming it's. That's it. And I was just looking at the pistons. I see pistons here. And do I cover? There's a feature available in Lightmatica where I could actually just pick these up and it would immediately put in my hand the correct shulker. Why did I not see? I have this really weird feeling I'm missing one. Or I'm just not seeing it. It's a bit of a pain, but well, we can deal. Three and pistons. Gonna bug me. Where? Buttons, buttons, buttons. Okay. Yeah, they are. Right under my nose. Levers. Those in the corner, I'll never find them. Alright. Yes. No, you don't like that. Oh. Up there. I saw an add-on once that actually, like when you did everything in your inventory, it didn't just mouse over, but if you're looking for something, for like a thematic or something, what it would do is just, it would light it up really strange color when you rolled over it so that you wouldn't miss it. But I think that I can do without that. First off, why are you not cooperating? And second off... Oh, huh. Well, for the schematic, not the real deal. There we go. Arrows. Train, train, train. Oh, that's it. It's fussy about the state of things as well. If it's supposed to be open, it knows. The game knows. Really? Okay. Out. I'm not going to get them later. I want to go get. There we go. Alrighty. I think that's everything on this level. Back to go to the other side. Pick up that one piece of block. Up we go. Next piece. if I was to be trying to do this from following a video, which is what the original design was based on, we would be here all week. So, you mean the trees? We're doing better off here. Going up things. No. Okay. Despawning, when it's something I've done, is a pet peeve of mine. Yes, whatever. You can be pink there. I don't care. Alright. Page up. We have a lot more black wool. I'm going to get into the boiler portion of build. Oops. And, as you saw in the designs, or in the picture, it's a pretty big one. So, it would probably go from, it would need a water refill. So as I'm learning to use the tool, would I use it again? Yes, I think I would. I think I know little enough about it now that I would probably use it again, but potentially sparingly. So if I'm willing to design something from scratch, I might as well noodle it out on stream rather than creative. However, my caveat on that, though, is if I have a suspicion that I might be using a type of block that I don't currently possess in survival, then I might do something in creative. One of the things, I'll just show you really quickly, actually, what one of the easy pieces. So if I turn on the easy place tool, I can literally just hold down my mouse and go, hang on a sec. There you go. So it just doesn't need that. Schematic in there yet. But yeah, so if I can actually aim correctly, yeah, you can literally just paint. And if you've got the right piece in your inventory, it'll do it. And I really don't like that. I'm going to turn that back off again. Yeah, so if you want to paint it real fast, you can. And there's bonuses and drawbacks to using it. But for this sort of purpose, I think I like it because I can keep a bit of a quicker response to your questions, get a bit of a better response time in terms of how long the build takes to do, reduction in frustration for sure. And I don't need that. No, that is not what that is. I want this one. Thank you. Not in my face. And some of these mistakes that you're seeing are not the result of using the tool, it's that Delenn just doesn't aim properly. Oh, I see why. Okay, that is supposed to be my face. Whatever. Yeah, it moves really quickly. For those that know what they're doing, you can literally just run around and paste. Like, hold down your button and just run. And I don't like that. I think it's too easy, too little effort, too uninvolved. So, particularly on a survival multiplayer server, I mean, even if you have to run around to get the supplies to begin with. Yeah. 20-minute build is not what I'm out for. I'd like a build to feel like it has some reason for being there. I don't think. Or this one. Right. That's the tool I forgot to bring. Oh, okay. And every once in a while you fall through it because you don't realize what's solid and what's not. You get the higher levels, or at least I do. Because sometimes I think, oh yeah, well we've got a such and such underneath. Well, it's not actually really there. You just think it's there. Or I just think it's there. Not everybody else derps quite as frequently as I do. There we go. But it goes solid, so I mean, like, you should be able to figure out what's what. That over there. Oh, I know what this is. Okay. This. I was trying to figure out why do we have this big chunk of wool with a big gap in the middle, and now I remember. Yeah. one of the other things is it will do torches, as you can see. Like, it'll put the schematic in for the torches, whereas those were not actually part of the original design, but it's just that I had to put them there because I did not want mobs spawning on it and getting myself a huge surprise while I was in the middle of working. That's the only spot I think that I've pre-included torches, but there's a bunch of spots I should have and didn't, so we're going to be adding some torches as we go, particularly when we get to closing in roofs and so forth. Because I was thinking about it one night when I was having trouble sleeping, and realizing I just don't want... It would be kind of a weird, like neat in some respects, but a little bit on the weird side to have a room, like you go running along to do some work or something, or running along to go somewhere, and suddenly you look to the side and lo and behold, there's your train, and there you see zombies aboard, or some other sort of unwelcome, unwanted passenger. Don't know about you, but that's not on my shopping list for the day. Oh. Nice. I wonder if it's going to keep that part. It put that part on for me. The frames, that is. I might have to put the blocks in myself, but we'll see. And this is... Oh, snow. Okay. Get the snow in a second. Where does this go? I think that's an upside down stair. So yeah, I would definitely use these again. The schematics are handy. In a solo player world, like so for the design of the train that we had the design of the statues we had last month, if you're doing a solo or a creative or like a tutorial type purpose, then I could totally see why you would use schematics just for the pure copy paste without necessarily having to muck around with command blocks. Which, command blocks are not my buddy. It's not that I don't know how to use them, I actually dislike them. I can't think of a whole lot of good reason to use them that you couldn't use some other tool instead and get the similar effect. So, yeah, that's why command blocks are not my buddy. No other reason than me just being fussy. That one. So we're seeing the odd bit of white quartz going in on this level, and this part up front will be snow. And while we could have gone for carpet in lieu of snow layers, one disadvantage to that design was that you couldn't build them up in layers. Thank you, Mojang. But another reason is that there would be a bunch of spots where I'd end up having to hide string to make the build work. And yeah, was not about to do that. I tried it in test because you can swap out blocks and tell them to be something else in the design if you want. Like this train with a lot of this stuff you're seeing with the, on earth is this block anyways, polished blackstone slab. That's actually a swap out. Originally, if you were to look at Crafty Fox's tutorial videos, his design actually uses instead, right, oh no, because slab then. His design instead uses nether brick, like the crinkly, crunchy, rattly sounding nether brick, which is a bit of a pain in the butt to listen to while you're running around building. But further to that, I just really did not like the look of the train. I mean, yes, it's got red highlights on the real train, but the real train was black. And I have no idea why he would have gone with that particular decision, because the time, if I look at the dates on the tutorials, I'm fairly certain that the Blackstone did exist. I don't know why that artistic choice was made, but he did, so we do. It's easy enough to swap out. That's one of the other things I like about this one, is if you're doing
Hello.
designs. Hello, Arch Thunder. You like command blocks, counting mobs and entities, avoiding areas to prep for a build. Yeah, spawning mobs on a timer, bulk creation platforms, test designs, tech stuffs. Well, it's actually kind of funny you should mention that, because quite a lot of that list actually is available in the schematics add-on Lightmatica. I'm not saying it's the be-all and end-all. You know, definitely not as good as sliced bread. I'd rather have a sandwich. However, a lot of that I can do with this. So, for example, one of the things that I can do, should have thought about it, would have been handy, but one of the... oh, that's not right. Is stairs. One of the things that I can do is I'm gonna bet that's probably okay. Is I can actually paste just the schematic into the world, and yet I can still tell it, as long as you've got the rights to do pasting stuff. I can tell it, yeah, but when you paste, pre-delete the blocks that I would have had to dug out underneath. Now, of course, as I said, you need the correct mod rights, but the same thing would be true for command block anyway, so, no. It's the one up does the other, I suppose. I guess it's just a lot of different ways for less than Swift people to be able to do the same thing that you Swifties who can understand command blocks can do. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Oh, wrong button. I didn't expect that. Drink. Those are the wood buttons. So in some of the, in a good amount of this build, actually, they've got wood buttons representing the lettering that would have been on the side of the vehicle. Just because, not those particular ones, but some of the other spots they do have that. Just because the writing on the side of the vehicle just would have been very, very difficult to get going in this build. I mean, there's a couple of banners that are used, but not much, and we couldn't get things at a scale appropriate for the size of the build. Get letters to actually work. It is, well, yes. That's the thing. Structura and Lightmatica are basically the, I was gonna say the kissing cousins of one another. Lightmatica is in a lot of descriptions, is the actual successor, if not that, then the minimum the spiritual successor to Structura. For the Java side, Structura appears to have been discontinued quite a while back, so that's where Lightmatica came in, and they've wrapped in a lot of command block style abilities to that. To some extent, I think it offers us opportunities for, as we said, command blocks for idiots, I guess. But it's also pared down. Like, oh, what are you then? Phone buttons. Differentiating is not going to be one of my strong points today. Okay, where are we here? Yeah, well, no. So there was at one time Structura for Java briefly, but it looks like they did not continue that one. And I guess my bet personally is probably the player switched over to the Bedrock one for some reason of their choice and then just never came back. Because, I mean, pre-parody war, it really did seem to me that Structura had a lot of the same things going on in both places, but Bedrock is just different enough. You might as well do it right if you're going to do it at all when it comes to add-ons. I'm sure plenty of people can attest that they've seen some pretty janky Bedrock add-ons over the years, and so if you're going to do something like Structura quite a ways, then you just keep going. Like, you got to go all the way to do it right. Okay, what have we got here? Oh, this row. Forgot about that. Okay, let's go get the doors. So the iron trap doors in this one are once again not supposed to be iron per se. They're actually supposed to represent a rail that's got bottom, and then I closed again. It's supposed to represent the snow, the rail that's got the snow on top. But that was one of those situations where the carpets really would not have worked, and I do need the snow. Couple out there. Oh, there they are. I knew I made them. Okay. So, in any case, or where I was. Derail! Yay! Yeah, so I think I would definitely say give it a shot. You know, if you're into that sort of work, like as in building things elsewhere and then wanting to put them into your survival world, One of the other things is I don't really like building things twice. Doable, you know, I won't argue with people that don't mind, but I just really don't like building things, you know, twice, three times. Even if I had to, if I had a reason that I was going to be building in a creative world, um, maybe to have full access to all of the. Oh, that's what that is. Okay, this one. Maybe to have full access to all the blocks so I can decide what I wanted for my palette. That's fine. But then I might be considering after that to use a structure or schematic so that I can build it a lot faster when I go into the world if I don't have the correct privileges to paste in the block, or sorry, just paste in the completed build. One of the other things I like too is that some blocks, being gravity blocks, so some of the blocks being gravity blocks for this build would be a bit of a pain if you know, can do it in creative and it's easy as pie to be able to put down your I can't talk straight today. Easy pie to be able to put down extra blocks for terraforming in a heartbeat. Like there's no difficulty with that. Whereas if you're going straight into okay. If you're going straight into your survival world and you're sort of guessing by golly, you build something, then you go, oh, I would have wanted it higher. Well, in your creative world, that's easy. Just, you know, take it apart and rebuild it because everything you've got in unlimited blocks and so on. So it's just, I guess, effort for reward. Maybe let's put it that way. Is that the amount of effort it takes to get reward that to me feels satisfying is something that I think merits the use of structure schematics on occasion. You think structure blocks, that's totally not what the word is supposed to be. No? It didn't go down the way I wanted. I got stuck in the train. Yippee skippy. Trying to figure out what is and isn't. Oh, we got stairs. Okay. Bedtime. And at the front of the thing, appear to be. Oh, I guess we're not out of haste range. I thought we were. By the way, for those of you that are noting the rainbow text, I'm in the process of working my way out of using Stream Elements to be able to host everything myself now that I have a happy machine that can do so. And so that I actually have two different sources right now that are pulling the information for subs and raids and cheers and all that wonderful stuff. And one of them is the Stream Elements, which you see on the purple screens when we use them. And the other one is something that's pulling and then recording it and being used by StreamerBot, which is great. But at the moment, that secondary one, when you do a test to make sure things are running, you do things like raid yourself or ending up with wrong subs and cheers that don't really exist. And that's just because it's part of the testing process, but there's is not an easy way to clear it out and pull the correct information afterwards. Alrighty. Yoink. No, did I put... Are you seriously going to be that fussy? Man. So, what I mean by fussy in this case, if you have an incorrect block, as you've seen, it goes sort of pinky red. If you have a block incorrectly, but it's the wrong orientation, the game or the design makes it orange. Now this one's being done because it's the correct block, but because I put it in while standing over here rather than putting in while standing straight ahead like this, it doesn't like it. And I think, actually, I'm trying to figure out how did I do it? Because I think I didn't care when I did it. Okay. Yes. Okay, so I must have been pulling backward. Yeah. I mean, I could ignore it, but I'm just OCD enough that that would really bother me. Wait, nope. Well, you know, I didn't build in creative before I tried Matica. Part of it was because I didn't want to be playing around with in creative with large quantities of blocks that I really didn't have. Like so there are situations, for example, where sometimes end blocks oh, sometimes end blocks would look right for me to what I'm doing. But if I put them in my build in creative, then no matter what I swap out with, God, I did that. Okay. Well, no matter what I swap out with in creative, it's just not a happy place. Like I don't like, yeah, whatever. I don't like the way it looks, and I'm just forever saying, well, that really should be X, and I don't have them yet. You know, and so I figure when that's part of the reason I didn't build in creative till recently is just that I didn't have a block. I didn't want to give myself that as an opportunity. Which is kind of funny because I mean you can go either direction. You can either go with the block, or you can go with the block. Oops, to an with an eye to what's the word? To going and then gathering it because you can get your materials list quite easily. Or you can actually limit yourself. So different ways, different. Yeah, different strokes for different folks and all that. Oh, you. It wants it to be fully sideways, and I didn't realize that. But it's going to be fussy about that. Okay. Well then, may just have to tell it go for it and be fussy. Because I am not going to fight this one. You can stay fussy. I don't care. And no, we don't like. I'm sorry. You've never built in creative. Maybe you need to try it. Well, as I said, you know, it's some like it, some don't. I don't have a pro or con about people building in creative in a personal sense. Like, it doesn't make a difference to me whether whichever version. Like, I don't care which one to watch when people are doing it. Nope. That's bugging me. Wait. Yes, of course. Words again? Nope, I didn't do it that way. Orientation. Funny, when I did it, it made sense, and now it's not making any sense. No. Anyway, irrelevant. It's gonna look the same when we're done. Then. You are going to be conniption fit here. And on the ground? Probably. One. Whatever. The Bane of Orange. Like, I'm gonna have a Zerk style conniption fit here pretty soon. Me no like it, the orange. Let me? Nope, guess not. Well, snow might not help. Really. Wait, where was I standing then? That is one of, like, the orientation bit. It's handy, but... Wait. On them? What is going on? Yeah, I'm sure there's probably a setting where I can turn it off. No, not that. Probably going, you clicked on the wrong thing. Probably also a setting where I can just click along the way and you go, ignore. Okay, so too much orange for my taste, but that's okay. Got the one side, not the other, and I just can't seem to figure out why. Meh. Well, yeah, we can turn it all off, you know, when we're done, but I might even fix those between stream. See how much I care. Okay, that carpet. The carpet with me. Anything else for this level? Yes, we do. Move on to the next chunk. So this bit right in here is the cab, and then the next chunk that we've got coming in behind is actually the tender. So the coal tender, I looked round and round and round and round in circles for coal. I thought, okay, well, I'll just have to mine some more because I just needed coal blocks to fill the hole. I go and I open my special materials box, which is, you know, usually the more precious stones type stuff. And lo and behold, I was staring at a bunch of coal blocks. Gotta... Really? That's okay. I'm not there, thank you. So... I've been watching a few of the other people, like, not recently, but I missed Carnage Joe's kickoff stream this morning. What a shame that was to miss it, because I really enjoyed watching her material. But anyway... so I wasn't able to catch those, but I caught hers last night, and have had a few ideas and epiphanies for things I'm going to do and or add. There's a few... Really? Oh, okay, fine. Am I just like button challenged today? Yes, I'm button challenged. Glenn. Am I button challenged? Oh, it's those two are stone buttons. Okay. That will do it. There we go. I can get the buttons on before I need to head to bed. Stone, forgot that. Wood to you too. Okay. Nope. Stone. Must have missed some on the other side. But okay, bedtime. At least for the duration of the build, I don't need to worry too much about those orange ones. There is a way to trick the front not to do its little square corner thing. I've just never had much luck at it, and it's a little bit of fussing that's not worth worrying about. But I'm gonna ponder how I buttons. We have enough stinging buttons. Pretty. Okay, up we go again. There we go. Oh, that's a birch button. Okay. I'm gonna worry about that later. Here. Hello. Yep. We don't have a floaty faux item frame. It's funny, the item frames seem to have been done for me, even though the stuff in them was not. Missed one. Rather than going back and forth, let's just do the full run. Oh. Put haste on for a reason. I mean, it's not like I'm in a hurry to fall off this thing. Okay, that's class. Doo-doo-doo. Oh. Thank you. Okay. There. Oh, let's go upstairs. Fine. Fuck. If I remember correctly. I've just got a curiosity point. I wonder. I wonder. I can get more. I do have a bamboo farm on the run, but on the go. I wonder if having that other block up top will make any difference at all. Probably not. But... Oops, nope, that made it worse. Scaffolding for the loos. There we go. Crushing it? Oh, cruising it. I can't spell. No, didn't make a difference. Oh well. Oh, if we're cruising it right along and we actually get the first build done, then we'll jump right into the first of the 4 cars. I need fence and gates. I'm crushing it too. Reading text in white up against white is a little challenging sometimes. You guys are actually probably seeing it slightly better than I am, to be honest. One of the things I like about... Oh, here's a weird piece. Will it actually let me today? No, okay. Gonna be one of those days. One of the things I find funny about doing this thing with fences and stuff, it's mad until it connects to the gate. Here's the other weird bit. These gates, not only can I not put them on from standing on top of the wall for some unknown crazy reason, it'll be mad at it if it's going the wrong way or not, which is pretty clear. Oh, I know. Silly me. Okay. Back down here. Emergency tools. I know what I did with the other ones. I left them in the box. Yeah, so you guys are probably seeing this better than I am. The fonts are a little screwed up on my screen just because I don't have a shadow, but the same as you guys do. Even though technically the chat software that is running... So I wonder whose neck I get to wring, whether it's Lurks or Dub Dynamite for that jump scare. I don't even have to add a sound when that's the case. Yeah, so these things don't like me until I've opened them. I'm actually just teasing. People can do whatever they want, you know. And yes, like DC says, they have a permit. They have a permit. They can do it. They can do what they want. I was just about to say accept that, but no, that's not true. Any other buttons on here? Oh, yeah, there's a button on that side. There we go. And a button on this side. Yeah. No, I'm really not actually that annoyed by it. It's just, sometimes you, even in a group server, sometimes I just happen to be on whatever weird hour that you feel like you're all alone and there's nobody here. And then suddenly you get a polite reminder that there's somebody here. So, yeah, that's all it is really. It's more me being annoyed at myself for forgetting that there are other people on the server. And that's actually part of the reason that I went on the server in the first place, as opposed to playing solo worlds, is that having other people on the server around makes it feel like some of the builds you do have a reason and a purpose for them to exist. That sounds like it's highfalutin, but it's really not intended to be. Can't easily jump up. Super jump. Right. Debating which would be more effective for what we're trying to do, whether super jump would be better or whether haste would be better, and I think I'm going to stick with haste. Because a half and half really defeats the purpose. Oh, glass, that's what I figured I'd get while I was down here. Nope. Here comes another hunt for glass. And this one is going to complain, but that's... it can do that. So... I have a love-hate relationship with scaffolding. I love to hate it. It has its purpose. But yeah, it can sometimes be a little more annoying than necessary. This one? Okay, that's the banner. Back. Nope, nope. I'm probably right, but just not right now. And I didn't bring the right banners. Do that a little bit later. Yeah, black. There we go. Uppa, uppa, uppa. Feels like a Greek restaurant. Opa. Either that or minions. You can see this is part of the reason that I had... Ew. Ah! Apparently I missed an entire step when I built this schematic. Oh no, it's not on this level. That's what it is. Never mind. Here I am, thinking I've missed a whole row, but no. The wall doesn't close off on this level. That's what it is. Button. So one of the other features I've turned off that you can have is even if you don't pick block, you can have it actually highlight the material in your inventory. So if you want it to, if you want it, not pick block, sorry. Yeah. If you wanted to actually show you in your inventory where things are, and you can pick it out yourself, then you could have that feature turned on. I don't know. This is just, that was in with the category of, yeah, not so much. Okay, those black banners, what else did I miss? And the 3 carpets. Anything else I missed on the sides? Oh, another button. Button. No, wrong kind of button. I said here, please. Thank you. much faster. Ooh, not fall off. Especially not at night. I missed some more buttons. Mod that allows me to specify exact sounds and lower their level or mute them. Yes, that was client side. I was using it on Forge mod loader, and it was an older mod that still seems to work called Extreme Sound Muffler. There is a similar replacement one available for the Fabric side. I just had a challenge getting it to work, and so I figured, well, I didn't really need to go to the same place that I had been earlier that made everything so noisy. So I wasn't going to worry about it right away. It's made it onto the infinite to-do list. Yeah. I love to hate scaffolding, but it has purposes. The reason, in short, that I use it as much as I do is partly because it's cheap, so I don't care if I lose it. You can make more. If you get in a pinch, you can burn it, just kind of like when you got extra slabs kicking around. Did I? Wrong. Oh, there they are. And the other thing about it is, because you can burn it, you can never have too much of it. Right? That's key for me, is never having too much of the burnable material. Alright, let's see if this will actually go on for me properly. Now here is actually where we're supposed to have a couple banners. I'm going to put them on and let the thing get annoyed at me. But just in the schematic, they wouldn't place like this for me correctly. They were on, and then I changed the color of them. And then after I changed the color, the schematic was all annoyed at me and wouldn't take the correct color version. Oh, come on. Here we go. It wouldn't actually put it on. It kept mounting it differently. And, yeah. So I just said, okay, fine. We'll just put it on, and then we'll fix it afterward. But you can see that it's supposed to just hang there and then go away. Oh, forgot the carpet. Meh. Wow, wow, wow. Carpet, where did I put you? Oh, it's gray. Black. There we go. Oh, yeah. Hate. Well, it's actually kind of funny because just before the ability to make lava farms came in, I was having a bit of a struggle figuring out how to do infinite or apparent infinite burnables for my stoves, for my furnaces. I wasn't trying to make a big farm or something like that, but I was definitely short on burnables, and so I thought, well, somebody says you can do bamboo. Moron, me, had completely and utterly forgotten. Really? Okay, fine. More pink annoyance. And this is the cab, right? Yes. Oh, I can't put it in there because the carpet's there now. Shoot. One at the front and one at the back. Yeah, that'll work. Anyways, where was I going with this? Yeah. So I didn't know how to have an infinite fuel supply. So I thought, oh, well, somebody said bamboo works. Well, yes, it does. But of course, I still never had enough. I couldn't quite figure out what the issue was. I decided to actually do some homework that I should have done in the first place. There we go. And only to discover that I should have actually turned it into scaffolding right from square one. And at that point, I had enough string. Like, you couldn't throw things without hitting a string. So, given that I had enough string, then turn it into scaffolding as my burnable. You know, the usual, throw it in a crate next to it and so on. A barrel. I ended up with, like, I'm a bit of a hoarder character. So I ended up with enough burnables that I had probably about a dozen double chests just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. Just because I didn't need them. right? It burns slow enough. But the thing is that since it stacks so easily, compared to lava, which is 100 pieces, if you don't fill out an entire lava bucket, then it just burns the whole bucket for nothing. Okay. Yeah. It's just there was somebody's having a thunderstorm somewhere. Yeah, it's me. Hello? Gonna hide under the train some more? You're gonna come and play. You wanna play? No tickets. Tickets are not for sale yet. Thank you. That's why I put torches inside the train. Because I didn't want those guys sticking around too long. In any case, yeah. That's part 1 of 25,000 of
You
Glen
don't
Rats.
seem very afraid.
You don't seem very frightening.
Thank you, CJ. You made me really smile. And yes, Arch, a dozen double chests. Yeah, I only had about 3, I think, when I did the work for Bedrock last season. But I've had a dozen, which is kind of silly when you think about it. But I just didn't burn a whole lot, so that's really what it was for. And I had not realized that it was just so easy in Bedrock at the time to come by string to actually, like, assuming you got yourself an iron farm, then you've got yourself a string farm, right? Oh, for the love of Pete. Tickets are not for sale, I said. Okay, where did I put? Yeah. That's part of why I have such a love-hate relationship with scaffolding, is because it's one of those ones that it's so handy in a lot of ways, and then other times it's absolutely everywhere and you just kind of wish it would go away. Okay, this one. Fine. And, oh, that's... You got... Did you find it in a chocolate bar? You've got a golden ticket. Anybody who can play on the coffee server has a golden ticket. The golden tickets are for all my friends. Anybody on the Java server has a ticket too, but I don't know how you get to see it in person. Ooh. What did I just... Oh. That's why you're still here. Dressing up in a fine suit doesn't get you any tickets any sooner. Alrighty. Nice try, though. Definitely nice try, though. You're not even welcome to third seating of dinner. Go to a train, who knows how many seatings they've got. Hey! That level went a little faster than I expected. Not a bad thing. Oh, gold nugget for later. Excellent. Okay, where did I put the black blocks? Ooh. Got to a point near the end of materials gathering that I didn't bother too much with where things went, because I figured, oh, I'll just find it, and worst case scenario I could always use the cheaty trick, and I just gave up on it. But the coal looks really good in this one. It looked a bit janky in the texture pack, but it works really well now that you've got it. Regular part. Okay. That part of the train for the oh. Really. Again. There we go. I hear you, Enderman. Are you looking for a job? Whoop, whoop. There we go. I'm actually having more fun with this. I think for the way I build, I'm actually having more fun by having a schematic than I think I have just about any time I've done one without. Just personally enjoying it a lot more because I can be goofy. As goofy as I ever get. So it's really interesting to watch various different streamers, and when something doesn't go quite right or they're uncomfortable with something, it's really interesting to see the variety of techniques used to cover things up. Not everybody resorts to awkward, uncomfortable, nervous laughter, which is good because I do it and it sounds bad, and it's not just a personal taste thing. I just never had a good awkward laugh. But if you don't have to, then, you know, why worry? It's just neat to learn from other streamers. And some of them go, oh, well, that didn't work, and we're just going to keep on keeping on and move on to the next piece like it never even mattered in the first place. And that's something that I'm finding, strange enough, a lot more confidence has grown in this last year because of, like, in-game and even simply talking to people by learning to stream. And I'm by no means an expert at it in any stretch of the imagination. But I'm learning a lot, and I'm enjoying learning. No. This one I do want to be that crazy janky shape. Would you please? Try it again. No. There. Take out the extra ones. I'm gonna have to do that another way. Go back up to the top. Oh, I was just there. Help anybody. Alright. Okay, while streaming might be healthy for you, Arch, I'm not sure your streaming would be healthy for the rest of us. No, actually, I jest. Really, I think it's fun. And one of the things that I find has helped a little bit is specifically Twitch streaming, simply because of the nature of Twitch being a popular thing. Yes, we are... How do I say? We are the older set, and I'm amused by the sheer number of old, like, adult players that stream, but yet it's kind of interesting because some people think of, oh, Twitch and that gaming system and Discord, those are for the little kids, or the, like, the teens. Yeah, that's what the teens are doing these days. But I find that it's actually been helping me have a bit more to talk about the teens with, you know, or the younger set with. As odd as that may sound. Not that. Really? Why do I have... It doesn't want to pick on the glass. So, the story that I often tell... Fiddle faddle. The story that I often tell is one of the previous... I did it wrong, okay. One of the previous years, when I helped out at our vehicle rally, I took my laptop, and the laptop I used to use for streaming, but anyways, third time's a charm? But I took my laptop, and it's a ROG Strix unit, nice, 17-inch thing, and at the time it wasn't exactly the cat's meow, but it was pretty hot. And one of the youth saw me using... Really? One of the youth saw me using the laptop and says, "Oh, nice laptop. Whose is that?" "Oh, it's mine." "Really?" "Yes." Or it just boggled my mind that they wouldn't realize it was mine. And then they came and looked over my shoulders to see what I was up to, because I was putting in scores or something. And they said, "Oh, do your kids play that?" And they pointed at Minecraft. This is coming from like a 10-year-old at the time. And I said, "They do, but not on my computer." I said, what do you mean? Who plays it then? And I said, well, that's me. Well, then whose is that? I said, that's my launcher. And he said, what? You're old. You can't play Minecraft. Oh, did they ever cross the line on that one? So you can call me old, but don't call me old and not able to play a game because it's for kids. Burned by Dell. You know, Arch, one of the best things of being Canadian, though, is we don't stay burned for very long. Slabs? Where did I put the stairs? But I miscounted. Huh, I might have miscounted. That would be weird. Doable, but weird. Black wool, black wool. I'm gonna go around in circles. Ooh. Huh. I think so might have had an odd number count. Okay. Well. Let's solve this then. This is the other reason I put haste on. Yeah, well, I mean, Minecraft is one thing because, you know, different people have talked about it being akin to adult Lego, which I would agree, within reason. But the other quote-unquote wrong thing to say was then they followed up with, well, surely that launcher can't be yours, says the kid as they turn around and point at my World of Warcraft launcher. So, yeah. I just said, along the lines of, equivalent, don't you have somewhere else to be? It's the, well, no, I can right here. I'm helping you out. It's like, no, you really have somewhere else to be right now. Trust me. But it was just kind of funny. So, yeah. And I've had some pretty weird conversations with other adults who say a stream. They don't say it's for kids, per se, but they're like, really? Isn't that hard? And, well, what's your definition of hard? That's the next question, right? What is your definition of hard? So, anyway. I would have said yes. Till very, very recently, I would have said yes. But I think things are changing. Anyway. It's funny because part of the reason I tell that story about the kids thinking I'm a gamer, or not that I can't be a gamer, I guess, is that wasn't the only time it happened. That was just the first time it happened. There's other times I've brought my laptop so that we could do things like Jeopardy games for the kids on screen or something like that, and they just don't get it. Just don't get it. What do you think I'm doing when I'm not a scouter? And they're like, making more plans for us? Okay, fair. Fair enough. Fair enough. But some of them get the impression, we do have some scout leaders that seem to eat, sleep, and it's almost like they've turned scouting into religion. I don't think it's really that bad, but they just seem to eat, sleep, and breathe scouting. Although, I mean, my kids won't be happy when I tell them that they've got activity shirts that virtually say that. Anyway, but some of these people do seem to act like that, and you kind of go, yeah, don't you have a life doing something else? And the one who I find is the most challenging individual to work with, who eats, sleeps, and breathes scouting, and he's really good at the scouting part of it. No bones about that. But that individual is, by day, is there an accountant. And that's not exclusive. You can be a scout leader and an accountant. But how they have any time for anything else, I will never know. Whereas mass majority of people sitting in the stream with me today are well aware of an accountant who can definitely be a gamer at the same time, and a fantastic one too, and a girl at that. Oh my goodness! Heaven forbid we might actually have girls playing games. Apparently, in my area there was still a stereotype that gaming online is for boys. And somebody actually asked me today, at the risk of taking on probably a bigger bite than I should, I had somebody ask me today, was it, so if you're a gamer, does that mean you don't always go by feminine pronouns? What does that got to do with it? So yeah, we just had a, excuse me, please shake your head moment. Definitely not appropriate. So, in any case, 7 to 8, 8 to 9. Wow. My, how the time has flown. And I think, although we are just about done, let me just take a quick look and see. Yep. Page up. So I am, kid you not, 1 block away from being done. So we managed to do 1 train in 2 hours. And so, yeah, I'm impressed. Never thought I'd get that far. Right. Oh, I wasn't sure if I would. Let's put it that way. But yeah. A girl accounted gamer. That's a unique situation. But I will admit, I love Joe to pieces, but if somebody ever treated that as though as something incredibly magic and fantastical, I might actually be tempted to say, what, do you want an award? Joe is amazing and doesn't need to be told that she can't do things. Besides, she'll come and teach you about mowing your lawn. Which is probably what these people with these sorts of attitudes might do well to learn. Something they can wander around and have a good think while they're at it. But, yeah. Alrighty. So, this one, we've got a few oranges that we weren't able to get rid of, but that's okay. If I can go ahead safely and turn off the schematic placements off. And then we shall have to head into Discord and see if I've managed to get the Discord issue solved. Alright, so we have... Oh, that's a really horrible angle. Let's see what we got. So, we have ourselves a train. And let's just take a quick screenshot, and we're good. Alrighty, so, let's see. Because I don't use it in any of the rest of the build, at least not as much, I think I'm going to use black wool, as weird as that is, and come up with something, call it, to put in the stream box. Super bummed that you didn't catch the first few streams. Which first few streams, Arch? Oops, that's not where my storage house is. Oh, the first few streams of the facepalm. Right, the first few streams of the build. No. Have a polished one. Oh. Wow. Villain. Wow. Just wow. Okay, so Choo. Choo. Whoop, Choo. Choo. Dilemma. Then there we go. So that will be our inbox item. And we shall be heading over pretty soon to the man himself, Dadcraft. Which is a new one for me. I have never ever had any reason to raid him, nor he me, which is probably for the best in the long run. Yeah, so there will be a sign going up in front of it just to give credit. So this design was originally come up with by Crafty Fox. It's a long story to why I'm being a little bit careful to make sure he's extra credited lots and lots, is because somebody accidentally didn't, and it was determined eventually to be an accident, but some other people got their nose in a knot about it. So one more comparison just before we go, and then we'll just go ride the rails to go take this thing to the stream room, or to the stream box. You can see a little bit up front, these are the smoke deflector pieces that we talked about that are on backwards. but I don't think I can get the right spot. I don't think I have the right angle. Okay. But I'm just... Oop. Let's clear that. There we go. So we've got the train in the back, and the one that we are building it's supposed to look like was that one. Did we do it justice? I don't know. It's close enough. Yeah. I'm pleased. Start screen's up 3 minutes. Oh. Oh heavens. Okay. Well, none of us want to be late for that, man. Because frankly, I want to watch his streams too. You can't watch a stream when you're in the middle of streaming. I'll be honest, if it takes a crutch, like a schematic, to let me chill out enough to enjoy doing the stream or doing the build, and maybe that's a price I think it's worth it. You know, it's not a... I was really stressed out about it for those that are that have access to the correct channels on Dadcraft's Discord. I was asking people what they thought of using a schematic. Suffice to say, DC pointed out that we all have a permit. That we all have a permit. And, which boxes? March? Do we have one for April yet? Checking to see. Bats, you may want to move your guy. He keeps reminding me of spiders spitting at me. Okay. Nope, I don't seem to have one. So, and I forgot to bring a sign. Yeah, I noticed that a couple people are using Structura, but the thing is, I at the time was having trouble being able to tell whether or not it was on Bedrock or if it just happened to be somebody else's server, just because I'm not always in all of the spots. I think there's a sign hanging out here. Nope. Okay, no signs. That's okay. I'll bring one next time I run by. So, yeah. Anybody on Coffee or Bedrock? Yeah. Can't really tell, but that's our stream box. And I will post in Discord, and we'll take a look tomorrow before we start. We'll take a look at the train in texture pack, and with the colors turned on. But yeah, so I want to thank everybody for dropping by. We had fun. We built our first train piece, and there's a few more to go. So I really do hope that you guys found it interesting. But I also hope you guys have a great evening to head off towards Dadcraft. Let's wrap up. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to figure out why I didn't recognize Dadcraft on the screen here, and it's because his screenshot at the moment is currently bingo. God, it's a bingo night. So we are going to play some bingo. Cross our fingers that everything goes well, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Hello.
Mischief